Hi you guys, it's Natalie here once again, and today I'm coming at you with a really highly requested video, which is how am I changing my classroom this year to better manage my students. So first of all, as you can probably tell, the quality is not as great. I'm using my cell phone. I forgot to bring my camera today. I'm desk warming and this is a perfect time to do a video, but I forgot it. So I just hope you guys don't mind. Anyways, I've changed my classroom in a few different ways. So these are the different things that we're gonna talk about. So the first is my desk setup. And I focus it for group focus activities. I'm gonna talk about behavior management and class dojo. And then the last one is incentives and my golden ticket. So the first thing I want to start off with is my desk setup. So in front of me, sorry, that's my laptop and stuff, you can see my classroom. Now, the reason why I have my classroom set up like this is because at first, my classroom used to be set up in straight lines. So there was little management, there was little ability for me to go to students that may need help, and it wasn't focused on the group. Now, as you can see, I'm able to kind of just walk around the room, and I like being able to do this a lot more because now I can go to each group and help individually work with students. So this is what I mean by group focused activities. So in my classroom, I would give about a 15-minute time period where students can actually work together on projects or on the key expressions, and they could practice. It's kind of like talking time. And during this time, I have a stool that I bring around with me, and I sit at each table and we communicate maybe for like 1 or 2 minutes just to make sure all of the groups have really understand it. And now, as you can see, I have whiteboards at each of these tables. They're already here, but I don't give them markers unless like we are going to be using the markers. But I have the whiteboards there because if there needs to be some more explanation, I use the whiteboards to kind of draw and go and reteach the lesson like a little slower. So those that need a little bit more help, we have that. So again, I like this kind of open floor plan. It allows me freedom to move about my room. It gives me a lot more movement, and I feel more interconnected with all my students. So therefore, it's not kind of like the students teacher setup. It's kind of we're all working together, and I'm able to sit down on their level and talk to them. So next, we are going to talk about behavior management. So so one of the things that I have struggled with is classroom management in my class. So my students, they don't get a grade from my class. So what is it? What can I use to, make them want to be involved? So up here, I'm going to show you, I don't know if you can see that. This is a website called classdojo.com. I'm going to try to zoom in so you guys can see it. But these are all of the classes that I teach, and I had to manually input all of the students' names into these classes. So I'm going to go to my demo class so I'm not showing you anybody's name. So here's my demo class. This is great for behavior management. So for example, if you have a student that is acting up, you can either give them positive or negative points. So the positive points you can customize to whatever you want. The points that I use, I have on task, participating, working hard. I also have in class on time and finish work, something like that. Then you also have the option of doing negative or needs work or negative points. So we could say someone's off task, someone's talking when they're not supposed to be talking, or unprepared. So let me see if I could show you the ones that I actually have. So for my positive points, I have helping others, in seat, on time, other good actions, participating in teamwork. And negative, I have disrespectful, late, no classwork or homework, and talking. Now, with this program, I actually try not to do too many individual points and too many individual positive and negative points. Now I do negative points for like individuals that are really acting up. However, I like to focus on the group. The reason why I focus on the group is because in Korea, it's a very group think society. So a lot of times people look to their peers for acceptance and for verification to make sure that they're doing things right, or, it's okay to respond or something. So I like to focus on the group. If the group is working together, if everybody's, doing their work, they get points. If one person out of the group is late, the entire group will get deducted. Why? Because it shows them accountability. It's not like everybody's in this for themselves. No, everybody's in this together. We are a group and we are trying to help each other. So I focus more so on the group. And now another thing that I really like about this program, it's really animated. It makes class a lot fun, and it gives me like little like happy sounds when I do positive points, sad sounds when I do negative points. But in addition to this, I actually use this as a competition. So if you can see, I'm gonna see if I can zoom in a little bit, but all of the classes will have like all of their points compiled in kind of one pot. So what I like to do, I like to update, let me see if I can show you this. I like to update this back here. Haven't updated it for a while, but I like to update this, and this is kind of like a class list of how many points each class has. So it's a competition between the classes. Now, what do they win? They can win anything. So this month I have snacks. So basically the class with the most points out of all the classes will win snacks that I brought from America, like Lay's or something like that. And next time it could be a movie day. So there'll be one day where we watch a movie. So it's getting them in that competitive spirit. Now, one thing I've realized about all of my classes is that they love competition. They love bragging rights. So I'm trying to take advantage of that with this system. How many minutes? Almost 7 minutes. Okay. So, y'all, I'm talking so much. I'm trying to keep it as short as possible. So that is my classroom management, Class Dojo, and then with the Class Dojo, I use it as a competition between all the classes. The classes with the most points will win a special like class prize. Okay, I know it's a lot. And the last thing that I've changed again is incentives. So what if maybe what am I trying to say? So let's say that you have groups that are consistently doing well, but you have some groups that struggle. What incentives are you giving those students that are struggling to actually participate in class? And this is what I came up with for that. So I have something called a golden ticket. So these are tickets I made. Yes, laminated everything. As you can see, it's been used. Yes. So these golden tickets are given at the end of class. Now, at the end of class, if everybody as a whole has been good, meaning that they're listening, they're participating, they're finishing their work, everybody as a whole is doing good, I will have a random raffle for a golden ticket. And therefore, anybody, whether you were good or bad or you don't understand anything, anybody has the opportunity to win this, and they can redeem this for a prize, which is mainly probably candy. So yes, this is kind of to fill in those gaps between the students that are struggling and they feel kind of like outside of that classroom experience thing. So yeah, this is what I came up with for that. I know that this is a lot. I know it took me an entire summer to plan all this stuff. But that is how I've been able to change. I just try to make my classroom as positive as possible because my school is a little dismal sometimes. But I just try to make my room as like exciting and just positive. I don't want students to feel like they are being chastised, because I know that in a lot of classrooms, that's what happens. They're always told what they're doing wrong. And I don't want them to feel like they are pressured to be speaking perfect English. That's not what this is about. I'm trying to just make an environment where everybody's helping each other and where everybody feels comfortable. Now, you know, I don't want to say that this is one of the biggest reasons why I'm doing this, but I'm doing it. This is one of the reasons. Now, if you know anything about the Asian countries are one of the highest countries with suicide rates. And a lot of it has to do with making the family proud and just being successful. And you hear a lot of stories where, you know, if a student feels overwhelmed or like they're not doing well enough, that they need to, they feel like they're making their family sad or you know, so sometimes they'll take their life. And the one thing I want to make sure is that the students feel like they never have to go down that route, as long as they are coming to my class and they feel the positive energy. You know, whenever I see a student, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm so happy to see them. At least there's one person that is not really chastising them because they're not doing well enough or they're living up to the expectations of others. So that's just what I try to do in my classrooms. I just try to keep it as positive as possible. Yes, I have those students that are like a pain in my stinking butt. But, you know, you got to work with those students. Oh, by the way, those students that are a pain in your butt, give them a task to do. Like, for example, I like to have, it's usually the students that don't know that much English. I like to give them my little mouse clicker thing, like this, and I'll have them like control my slides. I'll be like, click, and you know, it's just something to keep them busy so they're not adding to the confusion. So yeah, those are some tips. I hope that this helped. I know this is a really long video. I'm probably not going to edit it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, you guys.